Far over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must awake at break of day to find a long forgotten gold. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're all having fun, and I hope you all had a better start to the season than I did, guys. It's been a difficult start, and I've been trying to stay off social media a bit. Trying to just take care of my mental health, because if we need to come back, and if we have if we want to kind of get the courage to stick with our decisions, we need to always stay away from the negativity that exists on social media. So I got 38 points last week, guys, on my wildcard. I guess it was a good wildcard, and outside the two players which I did want to get, like Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins, were the ones who actually caused me the most damage. But they were not my first priorities, so I cannot be kind of now, after in hindsight, say that I was Cole Palmer was my first choice ahead of Saka, because he wasn't. So I'm absolutely happy with my wildcard, and I stick by my decision that I took. So the overall rank is now down to, like, I don't know, 4 million something. I didn't even look. So that's all about my team. Let's move on to this week. Why can't we see the chat on the screen? So FPL Sam, Todd, Jackson, Zara, welcome to the stream, guys. I hope you're doing well. Todd says greetings from a sunny Spain. That's awesome, man. Much greetings. I hope you're having fun, and I hope you have fun, Todd. Beautiful place to be, Spain. FPL Sam says good singer as well. Thank you so much. I've been obsessed with this song Misty Mountains from The Hobbit for the past few days, especially with this bass singing. It calms my mind like none other. If you listen to this song Misty Mountains, it's actually a very low song, so it actually affects you somewhere deep in your heart. It actually causes everything to vibrate, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't watched, first of all, if you haven't read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, then I think you should. It's a beautiful series. And obviously, if you have, then you can move over and watch the movies. It's beautiful. Anyways, now let's come back to FPL. I can talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and other fantasy books forever. I absolutely am in love with, as is apparent from the name of my channel. So, hey FPL Jug, I hope you're doing well. Some says I've heard it too, it's nice, absolutely great. Hey James, it says greetings from Uganda. That's awesome, man. We've got people from Uganda watching. That's absolutely awesome. Welcome to the stream, mate. Jug says I've watched all the Lord of the Rings movies. That's awesome, bro. If you read the books, there's absolutely, it's just a blissful experience. I think I read it once a year, once every 2 years. I was in 7th grade when one of my father's friends, he sent me the book from the US. I was in 7th that time, and I read that book, and I just haven't been able to not read it. Then I read the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, Gondolin, and all the Tolkien works. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyways, guys, let's come back to FPL, and we can discuss fantasy afterwards as well. So James says, I can do Bruno to Foden for a free, which feels sensible. Wondering whether to get Eze out for Arsenal mid for -4. I would not be against taking Bruno out, because obviously it is not Bruno, it's just United who has been struggling, you know. So I totally get where you're coming from. But you know, but Bruno's red card was, you know, it was overturned, so at least he's fit to play. So you're not actually forced into making that decision. It's now, it's now your like choice whether you want to make it or not. But if I was you, I would possibly do it, because I'm not sure how long KDB is out for. And Foden, I feel now, if you get him now, I think you'll be getting him ahead of the people who get him after the international break. And I think it's a good time to get Foden now, with Manchester City's fixtures looking absolutely amazing. You know, they haven't looked, they won't look much better all season. You know, there's beautiful Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton. These are the games, you know, you want the three Manchester City players for. So I'd say yes for Foden. In terms of Eza, you know, it's a bit difficult for me to kind of comment on what to do with Eza, but you know, the thing is, because he's not on penalties anymore, it wants me to tell you to take him out. But the thing is, for a -4 is the thing, you know. So which Arsenal midfielder are you going to get is also, I mean, for the same price, and you don't even need to kind of put in more money. You can even think about going for somebody like a Brennan Johnson, who's been scoring goals for fun in his last 4 games. I think Brennan Johnson is a bit of ignored player, you know, so you can think about Brennan Johnson as well. FPL Jack says your son is going to read it in a couple of years. I hope so, mate. I've just ordered The Hobbit so that I can actually read it to him, you know, because I finished all the bedtime stories and stuff, so now I'm going to start reading Hobbit to him. So Todd says, need a midfielder for 6.5 or less. I already own Smith Rowe and Rogers, thinking of Johnson, Bernardo, Grealish or Gundogan. I also own Van de Ven and don't own any Manchester City besides Haaland. That's interesting. Todd, as I just discussed, my first choice would be Brennan Johnson, because of the way he's been playing these past few weeks. You know, he's been scoring goals for fun. You know, I think because now Kulusevski is now playing through the middle behind the striker, so I don't think that his position's threatened at all. And the way he's been performing, I think he's sealed his position in the team now. And at his price range, you know, it's not even a big risk to take. And Spurs have got decent fixtures as well. So my first choice would be Johnson. Second would be Bernardo Silva, just because that I feel he's the kind of player who can play in multiple different positions. So he'll never go out of the team. For example, Grealish, you know, Doku can play in place of Grealish easily. So that is something which which obviously you can caveat, you know, for Grealish. Gundogan is okay. I mean, he got amazing chances against Newcastle. I don't know how he did not score, Gundogan, but I feel that, you know, Johnson, Bernardo are good out of these two. In addition to that, I like Semenyo as well from Bournemouth. Mavididi is fine. As FPL Sam just said, go for Mavididi. I like Mavididi as well. I think his pace and his you know, his power of running and presence in the box. I think Leicester's fixtures are absolutely amazing. The next 4, 5, 6 fixtures are very good for Mavididi. McNeil would be my like 4th choice, I would say, as FPL Jagga suggested. You know, last week, I mean, I had DCL and McNeil was the one who scored both the goals. But that is kind of a bit of a bias. But I would say I prefer Brennan Johnson number 1, Bernardo Silva number 2. Mavididi and McNeil are both equal to me, and Semenyo as well. So on number 3, I would put Semenyo, McNeil and Mavididi. So these are the ones to go for. Yeah, I guess that's about it in this price bracket. Yeah. I think Brennan Johnson is as of now, he's very, like, he's not owned much. So if you get on the train early, it's always helps, you know. It always helps. Let me see how much is Johnson. Johnson is just 3.3% owned. So you always kind of, you know, get on the train early if you want to. I like these options, all of them. But my number one would be, by the way, McNeil is now 5.6. He rose in price. Yeah. Todd says Johnson it is. Thanks. Cheers, mate. I hope that helped. Hey, Smelly Web, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here, mate. Jared says I'm Boomo captain. If you own Haaland, I would just not captain anybody else. You know. If you don't own Haaland, then my second option would be somebody like a Palmer, Saka, these guys, and then you know you can think about captaining somebody else. Mbumo is a great player, and he has, you know, he has a great habit of kind of scoring early goals in the past few games. He scores in the first 2 minutes, you know, like that's how what he's been doing. The thing is, after that, he doesn't do much, you know, and it's just always nice to captain a player who has a ceiling. For example, Palmer has, you know, scored 4 goals in the last game. In the previous, I think, second game week, he provided like 3 assists or 4 assists, and you know, it's like that kind of player we want, who's got a higher ceiling, in my opinion. So you can captain Mbumo. I think he's a safe pick, but I would go with Haaland if you own him. It's pretty simple. Any moves this week, says Abhijit. No, Abhijit. I wildcarded last week, so I don't. I really don't want to make any moves. I think my team looks pretty set, so don't want to make any moves. Hang on, guys. Actually, this was a bit troubling me. Yeah, now it's better. I always like symmetry in my team. Oh my god. I guess so. Brentford at 0.3 XG in the last game, but Mbumo always spoils it. I think Mbumo's chance was pretty decent. You know, his XGI was like 0.66. Pretty good. Yash says very bad last week. I got 37 points. Worst game week with a wild card. I got 38 points as well, Yash. I mean, it was a freak game week, kind of, you know. The only 2 players which I wanted to own and I didn't own, like in Cole Palmer and Watkins, were the ones who punished me. Watkins got 11 and Cole Palmer got 24. And if you combine those points, they were 35 and my entire team got 38. On top of that, I played Calvert-Lewin and benched Rodgers. You know, that was another swing of like 5 points. So sometimes these happens. Don't worry, guys. You know, just stick with the decisions. I always say decision-making process is more important than points, because eventually if you make good decisions, points will come. Just stick with. If we keep on jumping and changing and chopping every week, then even variance cannot help us. Beko says Jota and Joao Pedro to Solanke and Mavididi, or Jota to Joao, or Jota and Joao and Robinson to Havertz, Mavididi and Vandenberg. I don't think you need to take out Robinson. I think Robinson is a very, you know, like kind of a 90 minutes player and has a chance to get an odd assist. Jota. I mean, Jota. Why would you want to take out Jota is my question. How much money do you have in the bank, Beko? If you have enough in the bank to just simply take out Joao Pedro for somebody, you know, I think that would be enough. Jota, I mean, did well last week. Even in the Carabao Cup, he scored goals, and even in Liverpool's match, he did all right. So I don't think you need to take him out. But if you want to, yes, I mean, that move is fine. Solanke and Mavididi is all right. I mean, see if you can get to Solanke and Brennan Johnson. I mean, that would be also good. Abhijit says, I got Ndidi instead of Rodgers. Should I play him instead of Semenyo? I would play Semenyo over Ndidi. Ndidi is not that attacking, Abhijit. I mean, Mavididi is a different prospect. He plays on the left wing, right? Ndidi is a bit of a midfielder, you know, like he's a number 8, mixed number 6. So I really don't like Ndidi as compared to Semenyo. He's an attacking player, you know. I always would, and especially after Evanilson missed the penalty, maybe Semenyo would take a penalty. Let's see. Yes, I had Watkins before wildcard in every game week. Really, don't worry. FPL is a game of regret. It's a game of pain and regret. Don't worry about it. Just keep making right decisions, my friend, and keep sticking to your decisions. Eventually, luck will turn. I'm telling you. It's a marathon, and you can't sprint the first kilometer of the marathon and then stop. You always have to keep going, you know, just keep making decisions, keep going, keep playing for the long term, and you'll be fine, my friend. Azmir says, hey Wiz, that was hard luck for all the wildcarders, but I don't want to take any drastic decisions, only thinking of bringing in Palmer. See, my issue is, Azmir, is that Palmer, yes, he did well last week, but then you take out Saka for Palmer this week, and then what happens if Saka bangs against Southampton? Then you bring back Saka. Then, you know, you have to choose your players, and you have to stick with your players. You know, and Palmer's fixtures are not that easy if you understand what I mean. So if I take you to the transfers page, and if I show you the fixtures that Palmer has, they're not easy. I mean, look, this Nottingham Forest fixture is all right. I mean, yes, it is a good fixture, maybe not as good as Brighton, but this is a good fixture for Palmer. But then he's got Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester United, Arsenal. These are not as easy, my friend. You know, so yes, Palmer can score like 10, 12, 15 points again this game week, but you can't chase points, you know, every week. It just doesn't work like that. If you want a player so badly, then you get him in for the long haul, you know. We can't change our players, is my point. I'm sorry. So yeah, trying that by doing Saka to Martinelli and Diaz to Diaz to Palmer I like, because after this game Liverpool's fixtures are not really good. So yeah, Diaz to Palmer definitely makes sense, because you know they've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Brighton. They're tough games, you know. So yeah, I mean, taking Diaz out for Palmer from next week is fine, but Saka to Martinelli I don't like. Martinelli has, you know, he has done all right in the last game, but even the goal he scored was a scuffed shot. You know, it wasn't a clean connection, and the assist he gave, it was all right. You know, but still, I mean, I'm not convinced by Martinelli enough to bring him in the team. If you want to take out Saka, then, you know, just do Saka to Palmer simply, you know. Don't, you know, I would not digress from our original wildcard plan, my friend. Gale says Wood or Colville. I would go with the Wood, my friend. Always go with a striker, my friend. Yes, says start DCL or Rogers. Really confused, really disappointed with DCL. Yash, I mean, you know, I know where you're coming from. I was disappointed with him, but if you see, he's got 0.34 XG. You know, he got into decent positions. Yes, I mean, McNeil got both the goals, but it's all right, you know. He'll take these chances. At least he's getting into the box. He's getting the chances, and he's playing 90 minutes. That's all you can ask from your striker. Now, whether he scores or not is a different issue. Now, will Mykolenko play? Says Todd. Todd, there are rumors about Mykolenko being injured. You know, having some kind of a setback. But the thing is, even if he doesn't play, I think it's a good idea to stick him on the bench, because then after this is an international break. So whatever problems he has, he's got 2 weeks to kind of deal with that injury. So even if he doesn't play this game week, I hope he'll come back and play in the, you know, in the game week after the international break. So that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I've also read about rumors and heard rumors as well, that he's, or I've read on Twitter as well. You know, but it's hard for me to kind of categorically comment on that. let me check my notes and let me let you know. So in my notes, Jared Branthwaite is kind of injured. Yeah, Mikhailenko is having a calf injury, you know. So basically, it was posted by this Toffee TV on Twitter. He says Vitaly Mikhailenko is a major doubt for Everton's game against Newcastle due to a calf injury. So reports in the Ukrainian media have reported it will keep him out for 2 or 3 weeks. So even if he's out for 2 or 3 weeks, I think we're absolutely fine because we have an international break, so we don't need to worry about it too much. So if you have him, I would keep him on the bench. In case you need to play him, that's the issue. Then I would possibly move him on for somebody like a Van de Ven or a Van de Berg or somebody like that, you know. It depends on how much money you have and how much money you need. So yeah. Start DCL, I already answered that. Okay, Wiz, convinced I'm rolling the transfers. Azmir, it's totally up to you, bro. It's not that my opinions are, like always right, but the method with which we play the game should always be consistent. That has always been my opinion. Becco says, this is my team. Arnold, Porro, Gabriel. This is nice. Arnold, Porro. I mean, you've got Henderson as your keeper. Okay. Arnold, Porro, Gabriel, Salah, Jota, Mbumo, Rogers. Okay. Haaland, Wood, and Joao Pedro. No money in the bank. Yeah, get your problem. I know your problem, my friend. I guess it's fine to take out Jota, my friend, if you want to. The thing is, replacing Jota with Mavididi is something which I don't like, but I hear where you're coming from. The second option, what you can do is simply move on Jota to Brennan Johnson. But then the Joao Pedro problem is still there. You don't have any money in the bank, right? Yeah, I mean, you can do it, my friend. I think there's no other options for you to kind of... Unless you want to downgrade Pedro Porro to a Van de Ven. And that way you can get the money and upgrade Joao Pedro without having to sacrifice Jota. So these are some options for you to consider. Jota starting, says FPL Sum. I haven't been on X since I've started the stream. Just let me go have a check. Guys, please share with me on DMs if you get any early team news or leaks. Heard Jota is starting, says Light Rays. Where is the news? Nobody has shared. I don't see it. FPL Boys says Salah starts. I mean, what does that mean? Salah always starts. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to look at Twitter to see if I get any early news. No, guys, I don't see any news about Jota starting. If I get any news, I'll update you. FPL Sam, if you have any news, but just let me know. Just share it with me on DMs. Alright, let's see. So yeah, FPL Deck says Forest beat Liverpool 1-0. Yeah, I know it was at Anfield. Forest did beat Forest definitely did beat Liverpool at Anfield only. But the thing is, Liverpool that day were not good enough, not clinical enough. Remember, they hit the they hit the post, and it was not that easy. But I mean, Callum Hudson-Odoi's finish was really good. Chelsea's a bit of a different team right now. I feel they've got more dynamism than Liverpool. Liverpool doesn't have that dynamic midfielder who can unlock the defense, like as compared to Chelsea. You've got Cole Palmer, he's like absolutely chaotic. He can cause chaos in opposition defenses, Cole Palmer, with a single pass. That's how good he is being for Chelsea. So I think Chelsea gonna beat Nottingham Forest. I don't think it's gonna be the same as Liverpool. Although it might be that they defend as a deep low block and there won't be as many opportunities for Cole Palmer. You know, maybe a odd free kick or something. But otherwise, I think Chelsea will beat them. The only news I got is that Tuchel could be coming to Manchester United. Yeah, I think Ten Hag's time is coming to an end. You know, they've been struggling, and I don't know what's happening. What's happening with Bruno Fernandes? You know, he got a red card in that game of Europa League. He got a red card, which has been now turned overturned by the FA. But it's been a difficult time for Bruno Fernandes. Vicario says N12468. What about Vicario, my friend? Beko says, but which option is better, Jota and Joao to Solanke and Mavididi for free, or add Robinson and get Havertz and Mavididi? I think Solanke can easily match Havertz. Over the long term, I think Solanke and Havertz are both great options. You don't need to take a hit, in my opinion, and weaken your defense to get Havertz over Solanke. I don't think it's needed. Yes, this game week it might be obviously better to get Havertz because Spurs have got a difficult game against Brighton away. But long term, I think they can both match each other. So based on that, you have to make your decision, bro. Again, I'm on Twitter, guys. I'm trying to kind of find if I captain Havertz or Haaland, also bench Rodgers or Szoboszlai. I would captain Haaland. Obviously, I will always captain Haaland. For me, Haaland is as close to a perma cap that we will ever have. So I like this option of captaining Haaland as a perma cap. But bench Rodgers or Szoboszlai. I mean, Szoboszlai had an amazing chance last game week, you know. I don't know how Johnston actually saved that, you know. It was such a clear-cut opportunity. It was an amazing cross. I think it was by Jota, it was, right? And Szoboszlai just hit it right at Johnston, I think. It's a difficult one, Rodgers and Szoboszlai. It's a bit difficult one for me to call. Johnson and Szoboszlai, right? Rodgers and Szoboszlai. Sorry, just a second, my friend. Actually, this Rodgers has been scoring from like really like low XG chances. He's having great chances actually, but he's been scoring from low XG chances, isn't he? So it's Rodgers versus Szoboszlai. I mean, Crystal Palace away has technically always been a very good fixture for Liverpool. I don't think there's going to be much difference in points, my friend. I think they're going to get similar points amongst each other. So I don't think there's much to choose between them. If you already own two Liverpool players, you can possibly play Rodgers. And if you own Watkins, then play Szoboszlai. Johnson and Solanke, good choice. I think they're great choices, both. I mean, based on what value they offer, I think they're very good. Peko says, okay, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Navneet says, start Rodgers or DCL. I'm starting with DCL, my friend. So if you look at my own team, I'm putting Rodgers on the bench and I'm starting with DCL. So you know what I think there. Great work. Keep it up, says Empty. Thank you so much, Empty. Appreciate it, my friend. Devendra says, did Bruno to Johnson and got Gundogan? I mean, Bruno to Johnson is great, Devendra. I mean, about Gundogan, I'm not so sure. I'm sure that he's going to play a lot of minutes. He got a lot of chances to score against Newcastle as well. Maybe he'll turn out to be a good option, but I want to see the returns first, and then I want to bring in a player rather than bring in a player first and wait for the returns. You know, this is what I want to do now. Okay, folks, this is no news as of now, guys. Anyways, if I get any news, I'll let you know. So Spion Cop, who I always look to for these leaks, has is posted something. Hang on, let me just show you the predictions. Look at the Spurs team. I love this time kind of a prediction lineup, guys. Everybody's predicted to start. No, ifs and buts. Only one fan has said that Bissouma is going to start over Timo Werner. Otherwise, it was 100%. I love that. Liverpool's obviously Luis Diaz. People have doubts about Akpo and Diaz. I don't know what that entails, but I'm just going to start Diaz. So Newcastle one is also good. Trippier now starting because he didn't leave in the transfer window. City again, people are confused between Walker, Lewis, as well as Gundogan. City is always going to be like this. Manchester United, I'm not really interested in. People are confused between Zuxi, Kobe Mainu, Casemiro. Their midfield is absolutely abysmal. United, they need a better midfield. Chelsea is 100% almost. Brighton not interested. Aston Villa we already know. I mean, Aston Villa have never. Guys. One more thing which you want to consider if you own Aston Villa players is that they played against Bayern Munich in midweek and they won the game. And it was a beautiful goal by John Duran. He kind of lobbed Manuel Neuer. It was amazing. It was a counter-attacking goal, but it was a fantastic goal. And I loved it. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I loved it that Aston Villa beat Bayern Munich like that. It shows the power of the fourth placed English team against the German giants, and I think they will be tired as well. So you need to consider that a little bit. You need to put that into context before you kind of start Rodgers over somebody else. They might be tired. Arsenal. People are obviously confused between Jurrien Timber because he was taken off. Ben White, Kiwior. I mean, only the right back position is the one which is in doubt. Otherwise, everybody else is primed to start. Duran 50%, Rodgers 99%, Philogene 80%. Yeah, we've already gone through it. So let me take you to Spion Kopp and show you what he had to say about the Liverpool lineup. He says, again, I think one or two different to the Liverpool lineup today. See now, remember guys, this is just predictions by him. There is not no news as of now, right? So anyways, I'll let you know if I have any news. I don't want to be showing you my Twitter here on live, so I'm gonna take you back, guys. If I get any news, I'll let you know. Let's get back to the questions. How insane is captaining Havertz and Saka as a differential? Captaining anybody over Havertz is tough, my friend. I really don't think that this is the game. I mean, against Newcastle, maybe one or two people took a chance on Salah, but against Fulham at home, you really want to go against the robot? I really don't. I don't think there's a reason to go against it. I mean, that's the thing. Just to be different, you want to do it. It's a separate issue. But technically speaking, I don't think there is a reason to go against Haaland. That's my thing. You want to captain him? That's absolutely, totally your opinion. Have I got any team news leak? Now, who is this? Asim LFC. FPL Sam has sent me a DM. He says Curtis Jones starts. But what is the point of this information for FPL managers? I don't think there's... Let me ask him about Diaz. What about Diaz? I'm asking this guy who's posted this. What about Diaz? Let's see. I think Szoboszlai always would start. The thing is, Gravenberch has been so good. I mean, now he can't. I mean, Arne Slot cannot leave out Gravenberch from any game. McAllister has been fine too. So yeah, you're right. Maybe Szoboszlai could drop out, but I don't want to speculate here. I want news, like, from the people who actually have it. So I'm writing to this guy and let's see if he replies to me. Meanwhile, let's answer the questions. Devendra says, I've got Onana, Mazraoui, Saliba. You must be a United fan, Devendra. So he says, Onana, Mazraoui, Saliba, Gabriel, Johnson, Gordon, Szoboszlai, Gundogan, Watkins, Havertz, Haaland. Vladimir Rogers, Harvard Bellis, and Nedeljkovic. Okay. I mean, for the longer term, I would prefer you moving. I mean, you've got players like Szoboszlai and Gundogan, which are obviously great differentials, but yes, McAllister scored in the UCL game, so that's why I feel that, I think either there might be a change of structure or Szoboszlai could be dropped. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe just not dropped. Maybe just resting one or two legs, or maybe it's Diaz. Who knows? I written to him. Let's see if he replies. I'm sorry, guys. Just I'm going through my Twitter to see if. Anyways, let's what's the move if Diaz doesn't start? No move, my friend. I'll just put Rogers in the team. Or maybe if Diaz doesn't, I never even considered that Diaz doesn't start. But yeah, I heard the rumors, but I thought they were all just just smoke. Maybe I'll move him on for Johnson then if he doesn't start, or maybe next week I'll move him on for Johnson. Not this week. Don't want to hasten into any decisions after my wild card. I got Diaz for 2 weeks anyway. 1 week is over. Second week, if I get the news he doesn't start, maybe I'll play Rogers. Or if I feel, I'll move him on for Johnson, Brennan Johnson. Because I like his, The only issue I really have with Johnson longer term, and it's not really an issue because but his minutes is what I want him to play more minutes. 75 minutes, 70 minutes is not what I want him to play, because I want him to play against tired legs. I want to play him against tired legs, not against fresh legs and then get subbed off. This guy is not answering my question, guys. Maybe if I get a response, I'll let you know, or maybe if I get any other updates, I'll let you know. But a lot of people actually talking about Diaz, so is there smoke without fire? I don't know. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just looking through Twitter to see who is this guy. FPL Polar Pelina. I don't trust you. Anyways, I'll give you the news if I get it, guys. Don't worry. If news comes on Twitter, I'll make sure that you get the news. You don't have to worry about that. Who else do I start out of Eze? Who do I start out of Eze and Wood? I don't like either of their prospects, Aaron. But I would start the Wood. I guess Liverpool's defense has been much tighter than Chelsea's, so I would go with Wood over Eze. Especially now that Eze's not on penalties, it doesn't make him as appealing for me. Lineup. Who is this guy now? 69,000 followers. Grease Khan. He says lineup guess. Oh, he's just guessing the lineup. He thinks McAllister starts, Gravenberch, Jones, and Salah, Diaz, and Jota. He's just guessing the lineup. Let's see. He doesn't claim to know the lineup, right? He's just guessing it. Anyways, let's see. Afternoon, Imran. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Nice to see you on the stream. So I hope you're doing well. How's your team doing, my friend? Anyways, I'm gonna wait for the Diaz news, guys. I'm not going to kind of act hastily, because I really want two transfers after the international break, because you never know what international break brings. For example, do you remember Joao Pedro injury, and then there was other injuries in the international break which happened after game week 3. So I always want to be able to keep my team flexible. So I really, even if Diaz doesn't start, I think I prefer putting Morgan Rogers in the team, or just let Diaz be in. Maybe he'll come on and score, who knows. So it's all fine. I think it's just thinking too much. Remember last time we all this smoke about David Raya starting, walking gingerly, then videos started to come. It was too much, guys. I think we're reading into it too much. FPL Sam says better than nothing. That is true, mate. That is true. But it just messes up your mind a little bit, doesn't it? That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Anyways, I mean, yeah, the long term thing is what we are concerned about, rather than the short term. Just a second. By the way, thank you so much to Fantasy Football Fix for sponsoring our streams. It always helps, guys. And they've got this new, I think they've got this new offer running, in which they're giving their membership for £1 a month or something like that. So if you're interested, I think this is now the right time to actually take your membership, guys. And if you want to take it, you can use my referral code, which maybe I've put it in the description or forgot, I'm not sure. But if I have a referral code in the description, you'd probably... so please use that. But £1 a month for Fix is really awesome, guys. They're really awesome tools. Best replacement for Havertz. Why would you want to replace Havertz is my question, Thakif. Not enough money to buy which player, bro? I don't get the question. Bro, Havertz against Southampton is obviously awesome. You don't sell him, my friend. Look at these fixtures, guys. For the next few game weeks, are these overall? No, I want attack, defense, attack. I mean Everton, Leicester. So you know why people are going for Mavididi? It's because Leicester have got some really good fixtures. Pool team leaked on DM. Thank you so much, Giovan. I appreciate you, mate. Better not be Jones. So this red memorabilia guy, he's got 17,000 followers. So it's something. Let's see what he says. He says the team has leaked. According to him, obviously Diaz is not starting. So according to him, Diaz bench. Giovanni has shared it with me, guys. This guy is red memorabilia, and Giovanni has been kind enough to share it with me. So according to them, Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Virgil Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones. So Szoboszlai is not starting according to this team, and Diaz is not starting. I'm not sure about this source. Let me see how many of our FPL people follow him. So pretty much followed by 41 of my followers. So Nehal follows him. Trophy FPL. Tom Freeman follows him. Must not be a faker. Late riser FPL GOAT. Rockstar. Lego Mane. Adnan follows him. Who got the assist? Cristana. He's not a faker. I think this guy is reliable. And let me give him a follow. I'm already following him, man. I'm already following him. Alright, so according to this guy, Diaz is not starting. Let me post the team which he has posted. Guys, again, take it with a pinch of salt. I am not responsible. I don't want anybody swearing at me in my DMs later on, please. Best 7 point. I think Solanke is fine, Thakif. How much is Solanke now? I think he's more than 7.4, right? He never fell, Solanke, did he? How much is Solanke? Just a second. 7.6 now. Oh, a little bit expensive for you. Hang on, let me check it for you, bro. Give me a second. 7.4, right? I think, Welbeck obviously is fine, but Welbeck's fixtures are just horrible. You can think about Calvert-Lewin, Jamie Vardy. There's not really a good option in that price bracket, except, these like Calvert-Lewin who plays 90 minutes, maybe Raul Jimenez, but his fixtures are just absolutely tough. Wood again, fixtures turning now a little bit. Crystal Palace, Leicester, West Ham, Newcastle. I mean, Chris Wood can be an option, definitely. Raul Jimenez, Jamie Vardy, and Calvert-Lewin. I don't see anybody else in that price bracket as an option, to be honest with you, my friend. And I would not spend as high as 7. So go with somebody like a 6 million, 6.1 million. That's about it. He deleted the tweet. What? He deleted the tweet? I must remove my message as well. What the hell is going on, guys? He deleted his tweet, guys. I'm sorry. Gakpo starts for LFC. Why is he so saying? Alexander Isaac will miss Saturday's trip to Everton. Guys, I'm sorry, just a second. FPL Focal. No, he's not deleted his tweet. The tweet is still there, guys. I can see his tweet. No. No, he is not deleted his tweet. The tweet is still there. Why did I delete my message? Oh. Anyways, guys, I think we're digressing too much on this Liverpool nonsense. I guess it's all right. We've got the news which he gave us. Let's see. I'm more interested in getting the Lewis. If somebody tells me Lewis League, is starting. Szoboszlai misses out with a slight injury. So guys, this is the news. Grizz Khan has posted that Szoboszlai misses out. So this is true that Curtis Jones is starting because Szoboszlai misses out. This news is true and it has been confirmed by 2 or 3 accounts. Right? Now issue is right now issue is Diaz, right? I don't know. Anyways, guys, enough already, guys. Not anymore. I don't want anything to do with this nonsense. It's all right. If he starts or doesn't start, we'll see, and I'll see what decision I want to make. We've had enough of this digressing. How much money do I have? Even if I want to make a move, Foden is a good option. Yes, Foden is a good option, my friend. And getting him before everybody else, I think that's something which can really help. But the thing is, I don't have money enough for him. I just got 0.8 million in the bank. So to sell Diaz and get Foden, you need actually 1.2 million, which I don't have. So the second option for me is obviously Johnson, which I really like. But again, I want to give myself time. I don't want to. 0.1 short on Foden, need to sell. Don't sell Trent. Hey Wiz, nice to be back on the stream. Pedro replacements, Vardy, Delap, Evanilson, 0.4 in the bank. I would think, Amit, if you can go with Calvert-Lewin is fine. Otherwise, Welbeck is also alright. As at 5.8, he's not a bad replacement. Vardy and Delap are fine. Evanilson is alright, I like Semenyo more from Bournemouth. Start Wood or Rogers? I would start Wood. So I would go with maybe Vardy or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which I like more. I mean, Ipswich's fixtures are a bit tough, so really unsure. Some say Gakpo and others say Diaz in. So it's a general. So Spian Cop has answered, guys. Spian Cop says, by the way, just let me show you. Why am I reading out everybody? I'm sorry. So Hang on. Ian Cop. Where did he say? Just hang on, guys. Really, so Paulie, this guy asked him that give us a green light on Diaz. He says really unsure. Some say Gakpo in, others Diaz in. So it's a genuine 50-50 today. That's it. That's the last thing I'm going to say on that topic, guys. Is your team name the same this year? FPL team. It should be, mate. I don't. What is the name of my team again? My team name is simply FPL Wizard. I don't think I changed it. Yeah. Earlier it used to be like different names I used to select for myself. Now I just keep it simple. I just keep it FPL Wizard, my friend. So yeah, the name is same, Imran. Sanjay has asked a question, I missed it. Havis or Diaz or Trossard or Martinelli, and then Lewis to Guardiola. I have 4 transfers. I don't think you need to do Lewis to Guardiola. Only thing you can do is maybe Diaz to somebody else, because there are rumors that he's not starting, and you already have 4 transfers, so why take a risk, and you can move out Diaz. Otherwise, I don't think you need to do anything else. I think like to Martinelli, I wouldn't, because Martinelli still needs to show me before I can get him in my team. Trossard is again, when Odegaard comes back into the team, Trossard won't have any place to play, and he's going to be competing with Martinelli. So don't bring these temporary players, always go in for the long haul. So go for somebody like a Brennan Johnson or somebody so maybe upgrade him to Foden, but not Trossard or Martinelli. I don't like that. Lewis, I'd keep him, because after the Rodri injury, I expect him to play a lot of minutes. Yasas says, should have gone Palmer on your wild card. It's always hindsight, my friend. Always hindsight. It's all fine. I'm happy with what I got. I have Luis Diaz. The only option for me is to play Wood in his place or make a transfer. Not really in the mood to make. You can play Wood in place of him, or you can even play Luis Diaz. He can come off as a sub as well. So that's totally up to you, my friend. It's totally up to you. FPL mate, obviously. Just Allison starts up. This guy's just. FPL Hints is a really nice guy, though. Maybe he has some information, or maybe he's just, kind of. We all know Allison is gonna start, so. Robo Slime is. Anyways. Can you predict Arsenal's defense for this game? Giovanni, if I had to predict it, I think. Actually, my issue is because Arteta never revealed much on Timber, Zinchenko is injured. Actually, I saw the Arsenal's training video. Even Tomiyasu had trained, but I don't think he's gonna play this game. If I had to predict it, I'd say Calafiori, Gabriel and Saliba 100% are going to start. Beyond that, it is between Kiwior and Julian Timber. Again, I'm not sure about Ben White. Arteta was like always a 50-50 answer that he gives in his press conference. He said we had to modify the training for a lot of players. We've done the same today. Because of the load that they had, it's a decision to make this afternoon whether to involve them, yes or no. They are close as well, and Tomiyasu as well. So Arteta did not give a clear answer. If I had to predict, I'd say 100% David Raya, Gabriel, Saliba and Calafiori. The fourth player I cannot guess, Giovanni. If I had to guess, I think it could be if Timber was fit, then it has to be Timber. Otherwise, then Kiwior will start and Calafiori will move to the right side, just like they did, midway through the game against, Yes. Cinema Crazy says Martinelli or Trossard. I don't like any of them, Cinema Crazy. They're actually fighting with each other for the same position once Odegaard comes back. So long term, I don't think either of them is a viable option. Going Saka as a differential captain hopefully can make up for the red arrows last week. That's totally up to you, my friend. I'm not going to go against Haaland. Domji says, I've got Eze. Is it worth switching him out with his current form and losing value? You've got value tied up in Eze. What does that mean? Eze didn't even go up in price. How do you lose value after selling Eze? I don't understand. If I was you, I'd sell Eze for somebody like a Brennan Johnson, bro. I'd simply do it. Foden in, then Mikalenko to a 4 million defense, or then Trent out for poor and someone cheap if I go to Mikalenko for 4 million. I wouldn't do that, Fadzili. I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't go with the 2 4.0 model, you know. It just doesn't work, in my opinion. I think that's the last leak we get. Diaz logically I think is benched, played 72 midweek. Gakpo gets his chance as well as Jota and Jones instead of Nunes and Szoboszlai. Nunes has started one game until now, so I wouldn't be bothered about Nunes much as Diaz. But let's see what happens, my friend. It's hard to... I mean, the thing is, I would get in Brennan Johnson, but the thing is, even Brennan Johnson's game is not the easiest. Brighton away is not an easy game, you know. That's the thing. The only decision I have left to make is whether to play Luis Diaz or just to kind of play Rodgers, you know. That's the only thing which I have. I'm not going to make a transfer. FPL Heisenberg sold Diaz for John. I mean, that's the move I would make as well. But I do not want to make a move before the international break, you know. That's the only thing which I So Anfield Insights, what did he post? He posted a team with Gakpo and Jota, yeah. So everybody's posting the same lineups now, guys. Nobody is putting Diaz in their lineups. I think he's definitely would have benched. Diaz would be benched. Anyways, so my decision is I'm not making a transfer. That decision is clear. So now my only decision left is whether to play Morgan Rodgers and bench Luis Diaz, or to kind of take him out for Brennan Johnson. So I've already ruled out taking him out for Johnson. Punt for 1 week, Trossard or Martinelli. Martinelli would be my punt for 1 week, Giovan. I think on the flank with Cala. The Giovan, there's one more thing. Can you afford Foden? That would be my... I can't afford Foden. If I would afford Foden, I would actually take him. I don't have that much money. Gotta go. Good luck. Good luck, Todd. The thing is, if Calafiori starts on the left side, then it would be different. But the issue is if now Timber is unfit and Kiwior is starting, then Calafiori moves on to the right side, and then I don't think Martinelli is as effective. It's a little bit tough one. You know, because I don't know the Arsenal team, it's hard for me to guess which one to go with, Martinelli or Trossard. So if I do this, because he's not starting, right? Can do this because I'm not making a transfer, that is absolutely certain. I want 2 transfers for my I want 2 transfer. Gakpo starts. Now we've got confirmation about Gakpo starting as well, and this Greece Khan guy has now reported it. I think it's absolutely true. Diaz is not starting. So Morgan Rodgers, I guess. One, you know, he gets a chance in my team. Last week I did not play him, so I'll play Morgan Rodgers then. Let's see what happens. Who's my captain, by the way? Haaland has to be my captain. Refresh the team. Hamsters are working alright today, guys. Even after all the leaks. Hamsters are good, holding up. If I would award, by the way, congrats on the Havertz pick. I remember saying this team was better. Thank you so much, George. In the end, it did not make much of a difference, bro. It was a horrible one. Gio1, I really don't have a good answer to that one, bro. 1 week punt. Against Southampton, you pick any of the two. I think they're better, you know. Pick any of the two. Davis or Aït-Nouri? Which Davis? Which Davis, my friend? Is Diaz benched? I think Diaz is benched. Leave Davis. Leave Davis or Aït-Nouri? I think Aït-Nouri. I think Aït-Nouri, because Aït-Nouri, you know, is a much more attacking one. Leaf Davis is fine, but I think I'll go with Aït-Nouri. Because Ipswich doesn't even have an easy game against West Ham United. I would go with Aït-Nouri. Guys, lock your teams. We don't have much time. There's 25 seconds remaining. I will not answer any more questions. Abbas says, Diaz is benched, Abbas. That is for sure. Many leaks coming out for Diaz bench. Play DCL. Don't transfer him out now. Play DCL. Just put him on the bench and play DCL. Play DCL, bro. I will not answer any more questions. 5 seconds. Lock your teams. And it's deadline. Guys, I'm here since the last 1 hour. I'm here only to answer your questions. Please ask me your questions on time. You'll miss the deadlines. Thanks, bro, says Abbas. You're welcome, Abbas. Always welcome, my friend. Right. Last week, Lightrace asked me for predictions, but I don't... Lightrace was here at the start of the stream. I guess he possibly left. Didn't he? Or I think he wasn't here today. He was. He said hey Wiz, and then he possibly left. Alright. I'll do the predictions today anyways. I have some. Lightrace says I'm back. There you go. He's here. Awesome. Great to have you back. So last week I promised I'm going to do predictions. So let's do predictions. Gio1, who did you go for in the end? Did you go for Martinelli or Trossard? I would love to know that. Because Martinelli kind of, you know, came back into form a little bit last week. 1 assist, 1 goal. I'm starting Lewis Hall. This game week, my defense is shy. None, kept the free transfer. Gio1, I like that. I honestly, in going into an international break, I love that you're keeping a free transfer. By the way, before we start the predictions, guys, I have to tell you, Gio1 is the guy who actually... We used to be on Discord that time, and he told me to read this book, The Kingkiller Chronicles, Name of the Wind. And for that, I'm going to be always thankful that he introduced me to such a beautiful book and a beautiful concept. But then, this guy, Patrick Rothfuss, he wrote 2 books. He wrote, The Kingkiller Chronicle 1, Name of the Wind, and he wrote the book, the second one, The Wise Man's Fear. And now he's not finishing the series. Gio1, you gotta tell him to finish the series, mate. Seriously. Alright. FPL Sam says I've got no City or Arsenal defenders. Man. I think Arsenal versus Southampton, you need their defense. People have got 2. Azmir says great stream again, Wiz. Thanks. See you next week. Thanks, Azmir. Thank you so much. Let's start the predictions before we get even less viewers leaving. Let's start the predictions. Guys, we want everybody to participate in the predictions, so that would be much better. The first one is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, and it's an away game. So who do you think will win? Is it Liverpool or Palace? I think we already know Liverpool should win this game. Palace have not been that good, but if you look at last week, I mean they lost to Everton. You know, before that I think they drew against United 0-0. They're both not really good teams. So as of now, Liverpool to win 2-0, I would say. I would love it if Liverpool wins like 2-0. I would not like a big scoreline in this, because if they get a big scoreline, because Salah has a great record against Crystal Palace, guys. George says 2-0. Lighter says 3-0. FPL Sam says 3-1. Azmir says 2-0. Watch me cook. Sure. Liverpool top 2 for expected goals conceded. Probably a 0-1 or a 0-2. Liverpool, yeah, I mean, they've just conceded 2 goals, and I think they've been at least good enough, or open enough to concede 4 or 5. They've just been lucky, I'd say. They've not been as good defensively as their numbers state. So I think they can concede 1 or 2 goals, but even Palace has a shite attack, not really good. So it's like a bad attack versus a okayish defense. So I'd say I'm going with the 2-0. Let's hope for the best, but. The next one, Arsenal versus Southampton. I'm going with the 3-0 in this one, because I feel that historically, if you remember, guys, Arsenal 2 seasons back when we were on the winning track and we were about to win the league and there were like 5 games left and we slipped up against West Ham and we slipped up against Saka missed a penalty against West Ham United, and then we slipped up against Southampton at home. We drew against them 3-3, and that was the game that actually put a dagger into the hearts of Arsenal fans. We were actually trailing Southampton at 1 point, 1-3, and then we came back to score 2 goals. It was 3-3, and then Trossard hit the bar in extra time. So the games have been very spicy, but this is not the same same Southampton team. So I'm going with the 3-0 Arsenal win. George says 3-0, Lightre says 3-0, Azmir says 6-0. Saka goals galore because you've captained him. I know. I hope. 8-2, Havertz 4, Saka 4. And all assisted by Gabriel for my team, and somebody who owns Rhea, all assisted by Rhea. Yeah. That would be a pipe dream. Alright. Brentford versus Wolves. I'm going with the Brentford win, but I'm not going with the Arsenal 4-0 as my real guess is. I feel some that's good enough. 3-0, 4-0. As long as they keep a clean sheet, I'm happy with that. Brentford 2-1. I'm going with a 2-1 win for a Brentford because I don't expect Brentford to keep a clean sheet. Wolves, I think Wolves have got this Kuna guys, and Larson. They've got 8 Nouri attacking as well. I think they're good attacking team, not as a good defensive team. So I'm going with a 2-1 win for Brentford. Mbumo to score, and Kevin Lewis-Potter to score. I'm just guessing. I don't even know if he starts, but yeah, 2-1 for Brentford. Everyone says 2-1 to Brentford. George says 2-1. Lightre says 2-1. I said 2-1. FPL Sam says 1-1. He doesn't own Mbumo. So yeah. FPL Sam, you don't own Mbumo, do you? You don't want him to score 2. You only want him to score 1. I get that. Mbumo to get a penalty finally. I'd love that. Leicester versus Bournemouth. Leicester versus Bournemouth is a difficult game to call. I mean, guys, the goal that James Justin scored against Arsenal, it was insane. I mean, it was a volley, and just crashed in straight into the into the post, and then it went in. It was an amazing strike by James Justin. He scored both the goals. The first one was a bit of a fluke. It hit Kai Havertz and went in. The second one was beautiful. I'm going with a 2-2 as well. George went with the 2-2. He says Vardy and Semenyo will return. Lightrace also goes with the 2-2, and I think I'll go with the 2-2. I'll go with you guys as well. I think 2-2 is a fair result because it's hard to call this game. I don't think Leicester are as bad as they're made out to be, and Bournemouth are not as good as they're made out to be, especially away from home. James Justin benched himself in FPL versus Arsenal. That was the right thing to do. He never knew he would score 2 goals. But yeah, sometimes it happens. FPL Sam says 2-2 as well. That's a unanimous call now. Mavididi and Semenyo masterclass. I would love a Semenyo masterclass no more than anybody else, man. Last week, Semenyo could have had more if what's the name of this guy? He would have passed to him. Sinestera, or what was his name? I can't recall. He never passed to him. Semenyo was always free on the right hand side, but he would never pass to him. And Manchester City versus Fulham, I'm going with the 3-1. I'm going with the 3-1 because City kind of always concede. They always find a way to concede goals. And Fulham are not a bad unit. And now Raul Jimenez coming back to form is is good for Fulham. You know, they don't have to play Muniz, or they don't have to kind of play this other guy. Can't remember his name. So Raul Jimenez is Carlos Vinicius. They don't have to play Carlos Vinicius. So I think they'll score 1. Cyril score 3. George says 3-1. Lighter says 3-0. Sam says 2-0. Azmir says City 0, Fulham 3. Haaland hat-trick of own goals. He hasn't captained Haaland, so that is a very unbiased prediction. Sanjay says 6-0 Arsenal, Trossard hat-trick and an assist. And I'm pretty sure you bought him in FPL, Sanjay. Haven't you? So yeah, 3. I'm going with the 3-1 in this game, guys. West Ham and Ipswich. No Rodri, can see Fulham goal for sure. I mean, I think they're being impacted not only by no Rodri, but also by a lack of creativity with Kevin De Bruyne being injured. So yeah, he got Trossard. So definitely you see a Trossard hat-trick and an assist. I get where you're coming from, bro. West Ham versus Ipswich. I see a West Ham win 3-1. I think West Ham, Lopetegui, he's been setting them up well, but they're just not been, not returning. I expect Kudus to do well in this game. Mohamed Kudus to do well in this game. He's been playing well in not such a good team, West Ham, but I think they're going to improve now, and I think they're going to get a 3-1 win against Ipswich. George says 1-1. Yeah, that was for West Ham Ipswich, right? So Lighter says 2-1 and FPL Sam says 2-1 as well. Right. So everybody except George expects West Ham to win. I expected them to win as well. I just give them 1 more goal than you guys. You gave them 2. George gave a draw. Everton versus Newcastle. I think this is going to be a tough game for both teams. Newcastle away from home are not good. And Everton at home, they have been playing well, but they've been losing, except that first game against Brighton, in which they were absolutely abysmal. And Everton got their first win against Palace last week. I'm expecting them to do all right against Newcastle, but not win. I'm expecting a draw. Let us go with a 1-1 draw between Everton and Newcastle. George says 3-2 Everton. Wow, that would be interesting if Everton beat Newcastle 3-2. FPL Sam says it is going to be a bore fest, a 0-0. Light Race says it's going to be a 2-2 draw. So all me, FPL Sam, Light Race and myself have gone for a draw, but we've all gone with a different score line. I've gone with the 1-1, Sam's gone with the 0-0, and Light Race has gone with the 2-2. George has gone with the win for Everton. That would be interesting, George, I'm telling you. If Everton wins, I've got DCL in my team, and it's going to be very interesting, and I hope it happens, I'm telling you. Now on Sunday we've got 3 games, and before today, because I had all my players playing on Saturday, I was not much interested in these games because I had no players playing, and I was hoping then FPL Sam says Hall would get +3 bonus. yeah. I think he would start though. Not sure about the clean sheet and the bonus, but I think he should start. So I didn't have any players in this game until I benched Luis Diaz and played Morgan Rogers, which was also one of the reasons, for me to kind of put him in the team because it is no fun watching the games with having no players. Especially this game is going to be very, very tough for me to watch. Sanjay says 3-0 Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, we all predicted. I predicted 2-0 for Liverpool. Yeah. So guys, Aston Villa versus United. See, both had midweek games. United had to travel all the way to Porto, and Aston Villa had a home game against Bayern Munich, which they actually beat. It was amazing. The John Duran goal in that game, it was amazing, guys. You should see that goal. I expect Aston Villa to be tired and United to be tired, but I expect Aston Villa to be fresher because their game was earlier and they were at home. They didn't have to travel. So I'm going with Aston Villa win. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. What do you guys think? Light Race says 3-1. FPL Sam says 2-1. George says 2-2, I think. Expect Villa to struggle again after Europe. But Villa had one more day than United, and Villa was at home while United traveled to Porto. So that is also something we need to keep into mind. But I'm going with the 2-1. George says 2-2 as well. Right, guys. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. I think Chelsea gonna win this game 3-1. I don't expect any clean sheet for Chelsea. I think Nottingham Forest are good enough for a goal against Chelsea. Depends on how they play in the midfield, Chelsea, because attacking wise they're always good, but they tend to leave spaces, you know, because they play with a very attacking setup. Maresca plays with a very attacking setup. I'm going with a 3-1 win for Chelsea. Lighter says 3-2. FPL some says 1-0. George says 1-0 as well. I'm going with a 3-1. Wow. I mean, 1-0 Chelsea would be good for everybody, guys. I mean, it would be good for people who own Cole Palmer and would be good for those who don't own Cole Palmer. So it would be good for everybody. And I just hope he doesn't go in banging 4 goals every week. You know, that's all I hope for. And I hope Saka bangs and Palmer doesn't, or maybe Palmer bangs, but not as much as he did last game week. I mean, whenever he scores, he just goes crazy, Palmer. Nottingham Forest, 3rd in expected goal conceded, non-pen. Chelsea scored 2 at most. Yeah, I mean, I get your point, George. But they have been tight. I mean, they went to Anfield and they kept a clean sheet. And it wasn't that Liverpool had a lot of chances, you know. Yes, Luis Diaz hit the post, but yeah. They were few and far between the chances. So, I mean, Chelsea are a more creative outfit than Liverpool in the midfield. So I guess they'll be creating more chances, but I don't think they're gonna get opened up like Brighton did, you know, and or make mistakes like Brighton did. One goal was a penalty, one was a free kick. So, the last game is Brighton versus Spurs. This is going to be a tough one to call because Brighton are kind of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. One week they play well, the next week they just absolutely, you know, get crushed. I mean, against Chelsea they were totally, absolutely hammered, you know, and then they were good against, they were all right against Nottingham Forest, you know. They almost won, but Nottingham Forest scored in the end. Against Ipswich, bad. Against Arsenal, obviously that nonsense red card to Declan Rice. Otherwise, Arsenal would have definitely won this game. They beat Manchester United, which actually coerced us all that they're actually good unit, Brighton, but they're not as good as... Actually, these are the first 2 games are the ones which actually convinced everybody that Joao Pedro is the next, next coming of, amazing budget striker, but he wasn't. You know, I got him in my team and then he didn't play. He injured himself and then he's been struggling ever since. And Brighton have been struggling ever since. I expect Spurs to win this game. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Spurs. Let's see what you have to say. George says 4-1. 4-1. Wow. 3-2 says Lightrace. 1-2 is that's same as me. FPL Sam. Lightrace says the Liverpool lineup is out. And it was correct. The leak was correct. I guess it was correct, Lightrace, because everybody was reporting it, right? It was everybody was reporting it. And let me see. They were right. Yeah. How was the lineup out so early? Wasn't it supposed to come out like 1 hour before the... When is the game? Am I mistaken? The game is at 5 o'clock. How is it out 1 hour 15 minutes before the time? Maybe because FPL doesn't have deadlines now? What is happening here? Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, McAllister, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, or Shimikash. Guys, Robertson is also not here. Trent Alexander-Arnold is starting, but Szoboszlai is benched, Diaz is benched, Nunez obviously benched. But then Robertson is also on the bench and Shimikashi. So the team we get is Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, Mac. So the defense is all fine. Konate is there, Alisson is there, Trent Alexander. But Tsimikas is starting. In midfield, we've got McAllister, we've got Jones, we've got Gravenberch. And a striker, we've got Jota, we've got Salah, and we've got Cody Gakpo. So Diaz has been benched. Robertson has been benched. So and Szoboszlai has been. There are basically 3 changes in the Liverpool team. Crazy for people who on their wildcards they went for Robertson over Alexander-Arnold because they wanted 1 million, and now here he's benched for some reason. Crazy, innit? Never. Lineups out 15 minutes earlier this year. They changed the rules. Lineup can be out 75 minutes before. Yeah, because FPL doesn't have deadlines, right? So they can do what they want to do. Anyways, guys, I mean, we're done with the predictions. We're done with the team news as well, and it's a pretty there's 3 changes in the Liverpool lineup. Shimikash starts over Robertson, Cody Gakpo starts over Diaz, and Curtis Jones starts over Szoboszlai. Let's see how Liverpool fares with these changes. It would be an interesting game to watch. It's a long football day, and let's all enjoy it. And especially I enjoy it when I have players in all the games. Even in the last game for Everton, I've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so I'll be able to watch that game with an active interest in the game rather than just watching, hoping that nobody scores. I'd be actually positively watching the game and just hoping that at least my own player scores. It's always never be good to watching games just hoping that nobody scores, or particularly that this player doesn't score. It takes away the fun of watching football for me. I just don't like watching games that way. But anyways, guys, today's been a very healthy long stream. I think I've streamed for about 1 hour 20 minutes, I guess. Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here on the stream, deadline stream with me today, and I hope you enjoyed your stay, and I hope you enjoyed the leaks and everything that we gave out from Twitter. And guys, I've not had a very good start to the season. I'm kind of languishing close to 4 million. And all of you who haven't had a good start to the season, it is a very, very long journey. I would suggest you that whenever you're having a bad game week, try to stay away from social media. Try to find a habit of reading books. Read something, always keep yourself busy with your families, your kids, your friends. Go out, have fun. Don't let FPL impact your mind, guys. Don't let it have a negative effect on your mental health. And to be honest with you, I run an FPL channel. I've been doing this for many years now. If FPL impacts your mental health, I would advise you to stop playing it. It is not worth it, guys. I'm just telling you. Your mental health is what is going to sustain you in your old age, and it is going to sustain you over the long time. So if something as small as a game impacts your mental health, and you're frustrated, you're fighting with your families, you're angry all day, or you're basically sad because one player in your team didn't score or your captain didn't score, I would tell you to stop playing this game, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Your mental health is very important. So find ways to strengthen yourself so that these small things do not impact you in life. FPL is a way to teach yourself how to accept the wins and losses. So if you cannot accept the losses, guys, either you learn how to accept them or you move on. Don't let it impact your mental health. So now international break is coming. Spend a good time with your families, friends, read books, watch good movies, enjoy yourself, and just come back with a reinvigorated mental health and keep making good decisions. There's only one thing which we can do in FPL, make decisions, and that's all that's in our hands. One transfer, maybe a chip or two in the entire season. So just think about that. A very small decision should not have such a big impact on your mental health. So just take care of yourselves, guys. I'm saying this because we've got a 2 weeks international break. I want you all to be full of energy and positive energy by the time you come back, and I hope you have a great game week 7, so it gives you positive energy going into the international break as well. So on that note, I'm gonna be leaving you guys. I hope you have a great one. May the arrows be green. FPL Wizards signing out. I'll see you. Take care. Bye bye.